This is your time to let go. A journey of calm and serenity. Follow the rhythm of my voice into deep rest, with every note of the music, designed with soothing frequencies, allowing your body, mind, and soul to drift into perfect relaxation. And now take a deep breath in and out and in and out. It is April 12th, 1945. The sky above the East China Sea is heavy, gray, and endless. 9 Japanese Mitsubishi G4M Betty bombers move slowly, heavily across that sky. Their engines thrum with a steady, hypnotic rhythm, as though each rotation of the propellers is part of some ancient heartbeat. The sound is deep, low, almost like a lullaby carried on the wind. Inside the lead bomber lies Lieutenant Saburo Dohi. He has been awake for hours, yet his body feels strangely calm, almost detached. He lies back on a makeshift cot, a simple stretcher fixed inside the metallic belly of the aircraft. The thin walls of the bomber vibrate softly around him, every bolt and every rivet humming with the vibration of the engines. The world outside is a storm of clouds and sea, but inside, within this dimly lit womb of steel, time seems suspended. Saburo reaches slowly for his oxygen mask. He lifts it with steady, deliberate movements, as though each action has already been rehearsed in his mind. He straps it across his face and takes a deep breath. The air tastes metallic, dry, but it fills his lungs and slows the pounding of his heart. For a moment, he closes his eyes. In the darkness behind his eyelids, he sees not war, not fire, not death, but only the faint glow of memory, the golden light of a sunrise on Tornado Mountain, the sound of his comrades' voices calling out, "Banzai, Banzai." But the dream fades. The engines roar. Reality returns. And reality is the mission. Saburo is not alone in the bomber. To his side, the radio operator, Lieutenant Zenji Sugano, sits hunched over his equipment. His fingers dance nervously across dials and switches, adjusting frequencies, listening to the whispers of static and coded transmissions. The glow of the radio lamps paints his face in pale light, revealing the stern, almost ghostly look in his eyes. Sugano turns towards Saburo. With a solemn expression, he taps him on the shoulder. His voice is steady but low, almost as if he wishes not to disturb the fragile calm. "We've made it," he says. "American ships are in sight." Saburo exhales slowly. He nods. His mind grows sharper, yet strangely peaceful. The time is coming. Below them, far below, the endless sea is broken by the silhouettes of American destroyers. They cut across the water like steel predators, bristling with weapons, their decks alive with movement. Already the guns of the Americans are turning skyward. Already, puffs of dark smoke begin to bloom in the air, the opening flowers of flak. The Betty shudders. The plane jolts as flak shells burst nearby, sending vibrations through its metal frame. The crew inside scramble, each man knowing his role, each man moving with frantic precision. The calm womb of steel becomes a cage of noise. The air is filled with the sound of shouts, the rattle of machine guns, the hollow thud of explosions just outside. But Saburo remains steady. He rises from his cot and approaches the small trapdoor in the belly of the bomber. The men have given this door a name, the Devil's Gate. It is the passage through which there is no return. Every pilot who has passed through this gate has left behind the world of the living. Saburo knows this, yet his hands do not tremble. He places one palm gently against the cold metal of the hatch, feeling its chill seep into his skin. Sugano stands nearby, watching. The two men exchange a look, brief, yet full of meaning. A look of comradeship, of respect, of quiet understanding that needs no words. Saburo bows his head slightly. "Petty Officer Sugano," he says softly, "thank you for everything." Sugano raises his hand in salute. For a long moment, time seems frozen between them, two men suspended in the stillness before fate. Then Saburo takes a breath, deep and deliberate. He grips the ladder. He lowers himself through the Devil's Gate. The air is colder here. The roar of the engines is louder. He descends slowly, one rung at a time, until the cramped cockpit of his weapon surrounds him. His weapon, the Oka, Cherry Blossom, a small, fragile craft, suspended like an egg within the belly of the bomber. Its cockpit is cramped, barely larger than his own body. Its nose is heavy with the weight of a 2,600-pound warhead. This is not a plane for returning home. This is a missile, a spear of steel, meant only for one thing: to strike and to die. Saburo eases himself into the seat. The leather is cold against his back. He pulls the straps over his shoulders and tightens them across his chest. His hands rest gently on the controls, fingers brushing the joystick as though greeting an old friend. He breathes in deeply again, and as the air hisses into his mask, the air is colder here. The roar of the engines is louder. He descends slowly, one rung at a time, until the cramped cockpit of his weapon surrounds him. His weapon, the Oka, Cherry Blossom, a small, fragile craft suspended like an egg within the belly of the bomber. Its cockpit is cramped, barely larger than his own body. Its nose is heavy with the weight of a 2,600-pound warhead. This is not a plane for returning home. This is a missile, a spear of steel, meant only for one thing: to strike and to die. Saburo eases himself into the seat. The leather is cold against his back. He pulls the straps over his shoulders and tightens them across his chest. His hands rest gently on the controls, fingers brushing the joystick as though greeting an old friend. He breathes in deeply again, and as the air hisses into his mask, he whispers to himself, barely audible, "This is the path I have chosen." Through the narrow slit of the partially open bomb bay doors, Saburo can see a fragment of the sky outside. And there, below, the ocean, the chaos, the ships, the fire. He can see 3 Zero fighters plunging toward a U.S. destroyer, their engines screaming as they dive. One is blown apart mid-air, consumed in fire. Another veers off, damaged and trailing smoke. But the third continues, unstoppable, slamming into the side of the destroyer with a flash of flame. Saburo watches silently, his expression unreadable. Above him, Sugano prepares the final signal. The crew in the Betty know what is about to happen. They know that when the moment comes, Saburo's Oka will be released, and he will fall into the embrace of the sky, into the storm of fire and steel below. The minutes stretch on like hours. The world waits, suspended between the heartbeat of life and the silence of death. Saburo closes his eyes once more, and in the darkness, again, he is back on Tornado Mountain. The dawn is breaking. The bell of the Buddhist temple tolls slowly, heavily, again and again. His comrades stand beside him, their faces lit by the rising sun, their voices calling out into the morning air. Banzai, banzai, banzai. The memory holds him, comforts him, as the world prepares to let him go. And then, the signal comes. The roar of the engines becomes a constant companion, pressing down on every man inside the cockpits. The P-38 Lightnings hold their tight formation, gliding only a few dozen feet above the endless Pacific waves. Salt spray rises into the air, mingling with the heat radiating from the engines, creating a shimmering haze that distorts the horizon. Inside his cockpit, Lieutenant Rex Barber wipes sweat from his brow, the tropical humidity making every breath feel heavier than the last. The mission weighs on him, not just because of the physical strain, but because of the name whispered among the squadron before takeoff. Yamamoto, the architect of Pearl Harbor, the most hated man in American military circles, and now their target. Every pilot understands that this mission is unlike any other, for the course of the war itself could shift depending on their success. Yet Barber pushes the thought aside, focusing instead on the subtle vibrations of his controls, the steady hum of his twin Allison engines, and the endless expanse of water beneath him. The squadron presses on, the sun climbing higher in the morning sky. Light glitters across the ocean, dazzling the pilots, but still they strain their eyes against the glare, scanning the skies. Each man recalls the intelligence briefings, repeated again and again like a mantra. One bomber, the Admiral's personal transport, and 2 escorts of Zeros. The plan had seemed clear, calculated, even elegant. 12 Lightnings climbing high to intercept any fighters, while a smaller killer group focused solely on the Admiral's bomber. But every plan, no matter how flawless on paper, becomes fragile in the chaos of combat. Barber senses it in his gut, the tension building with every passing mile, as the shoreline of Bougainville slowly emerges from the horizon like a dark green shadow against the sea. The radio crackles with static, the first sharp break in the heavy silence. "Bogies, 11 o'clock high," a voice shouts, strained but steady. As if conjured from the clouds, dark silhouettes appear, the gleam of sunlight flashing on wings as the enemy formation cuts through the sky. 6 Zero fighters dive into view, their sleek frames menacing and fast. But the shock comes not from their presence, but from what follows behind them. 2 Betty bombers, not one. The American formation falters for a heartbeat, disbelief rippling through every cockpit. The mission's clarity fractures in an instant if there are two targets. Which one carries Yamamoto? Uncertainty spreads quickly, but Barber knows hesitation is death in the air. The decision comes swift, brutal, and simple. They will take them both. Engines scream as throttles are slammed forward. The American formation surges ahead, determination overriding doubt. Above them, 12 lightnings peel upward in a steep climb, streaking into the skies to intercept the Zeros head-on, their silver bodies flashing like arrows. Below, only 4 remain, the small killer group tasked with striking the bombers. But almost immediately, a new problem emerges. Lieutenant Besby Holmes struggles with his drop tanks, the large auxiliary fuel pods clinging stubbornly to his aircraft. "Give me a second. I'll tear my tanks off," he growls into the radio, diving and jerking his plane in desperation. Rex Barber watches with a sinking feeling as Holmes drops out of formation, trying to force the tanks free. His wingman, Raymond Hine, veers away as well, refusing to abandon him. In seconds, the carefully balanced killer group has been cut in half, leaving Barber and his leader, Captain Thomas Lanfear, to press on alone. Their odds, once slim, now feel impossible. 2 pilots against 2 heavily guarded bombers. Yet neither man considers turning back. Barber tightens his grip on the controls, his knuckles pale under his gloves. Ahead, the enemy bombers fly steady, their frames massive and purposeful against the canvas of sky. He pictures the man inside Yamamoto, calm, dignified, unaware that fate has already caught him in its sights. The thought sharpens Barber's resolve. Hell itself would freeze over before he allowed that man to escape. The Japanese formation cuts through the morning sky, precise and disciplined. The 2 Betty bombers, long and heavy, fly side by side, like lumbering giants, their green frames glinting faintly under the rising sun. Around them, the Zeros weave and dart, their movements sharp and vigilant, each pilot aware that their mission is to protect the most important man in the Imperial Navy. Inside one of the bombers, Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto sits calmly in his seat, his uniform immaculate, despite the cramped cabin, his expression unreadable. He is surrounded by his staff officers, men who admire him, men who know the weight he carries as the architect of Japan's naval war. His second in command, Chief of Staff Motome Ugaki, drifts in and out of drowsiness, lulled by the drone of the engines. To him, this flight feels routine, just another inspection tour to boost morale on Bougainville. But fate, unseen and relentless, is already closing in from beyond the horizon. Suddenly, the tranquility shatters. A Zero breaks formation, darting in front of Ugaki's bomber, its pilot shaking his wings wildly. Confusion ripples through the officers inside, their heads snapping to the windows to see what the warning could mean. The Zero pilot raises his hand, gesturing frantically, pointing down, urging them to dive. Before Ugaki can process it, the bomber lurches violently into a steep, evasive maneuver, the sudden drop throwing men against their straps. Papers and maps scatter through the cabin as the crew shouts, struggling to steady themselves. The urgency in the movements of the escorts tells them the truth. Danger is near, and it is already upon them. Above and behind, Captain Thomas Lanfear spots the Zeros peeling toward him and Barber. Their silver wings glint as they streak into the fight. 6 predators diving to protect their leaders. Lanfear makes his choice instantly. He yanks back on the stick, pulling his P-38 into a climb, guns at the ready. His intent is clear. He will intercept the fighters, hold them off, and give Barber a path to the bombers. The decision is reckless, but it is also necessary. Tracers slash through the air as he fires head-on into the swarm of Zeros, the sky erupting into streaks of light and thunderous impacts. Rounds hammer into his wings, rattling through the fuselage like hailstones, but he refuses to break. His guns blaze continuously until the Zeros are forced to scatter, breaking away from the collision course. He has done what he must, drawing the Hornets to himself. Barber sees it all in a flash, but there is no time to think. The bombers, massive and vulnerable, split apart, each turning in opposite directions in a desperate attempt to escape. Barber chooses without hesitation, banking hard and diving after one of them, his engines screaming in protest. As he locks onto his target, a tracer zips past his canopy, too close for comfort. A Zero has broken free from Lanfear's skirmish and has fallen in behind him, its guns spitting death into the air. Bullets zip past, thudding against his fuselage, sparking on his tail. But Barber fights the rising urge to pull away. Instead, he steadies his sights on the lumbering bomber ahead, refusing to abandon the chance that destiny has placed in his crosshairs. With a deep breath, he squeezes the trigger. The nose of his Lightning erupts with fire. A storm of 50 caliber rounds and 20 millimeters shells ripping through the air. The rounds find their mark, tearing into the bomber's engine cowling, smashing through its fuselage. Oil sprays out in a dark plume, trailing behind the wounded machine. But Barber does not ease up. His finger remains firm on the trigger, his focus absolute, even as more bullets slam into his own aircraft from the Zero above. He knows he may not survive, but he also knows he cannot stop. The Betty groans under the punishment, shuddering as metal peels away from its frame. Its wings tremble, smoke billows, and still, Barber presses closer, relentless. Finally, the bomber jerks violently upward, out of control, rolling awkwardly as its doomed crew struggles at the controls. Barber reacts instantly, diving away to avoid collision, the massive wingtip of the bomber missing his Lightning by mere feet. Then, with a deafening explosion, the bomber slams into the jungle canopy below, erupting into a towering fireball that sends black smoke clawing into the sky. For a moment, everything freezes. Barber looks back, his chest heaving, watching the column of smoke rising from the trees. He knows in his heart he has just struck the most important blow of his life. The explosion fades into the distance, but for Rex Barber, there is no relief. He forces his trembling hands to steady on the controls, the acrid smell of gunpowder and burning oil still sharp in his nose. The radio crackles with frantic voices, squad mates shouting, Zeros calling to each other. The battlefield a chaotic storm of sound. Ahead, the second Betty bomber struggles on, skimming low, as if hugging the surface of the ocean could protect it. Its green fuselage gleams faintly against the waves, its engines roaring with desperate strength, its crew determined to keep their precious cargo alive. Inside, officers clutch at their seats, their eyes wide with terror, while Yamamoto's loyal chief of staff, Ugaki, cranes his neck, searching the skies for his leader's bomber. But there is only smoke now. Smoke and fire rising from the jungle where Yamamoto has already fallen. Ugaki cannot see it yet, but deep down, he feels a chilling certainty. Something irreversible has just happened. Barber banks hard, sweat dripping from his brow, every nerve screaming at him to finish the mission. He knows there is no time to celebrate or mourn, for the sky is still alive with enemies. 3 Zeros drop out of the sun, their noses spitting fire as they streak down towards him. Tracer rounds, stitching the air all around his lightning. He jerks the stick left, then right, skimming the treetops as green leaves whip past his canopy, bullets ripping into the branches above. Each maneuver is life or death, each second a razor's edge. His P-38 groans under the strain, but still he clings to the chase, eyes locked on the second bomber that refuses to die. Far above, Holmes and Hine finally free themselves of their troublesome fuel tanks and dive back into the fight. The sight of Barber twisting wildly to evade enemy fire snaps them into action, their throttles slamming forward as they roar towards him. But from Barber's perspective, the rescue seems uncertain. He is alone, a single target swarmed by hunters, the Zero pilots relentless and merciless. Their machine guns rattle like rolling thunder, bullets clanging against his tail. Boom, sparks flying in the thin morning air. He bites back panic, focusing not on survival, but on duty, on the bomber that still limps towards safety. He tells himself, almost like a prayer, that no matter what happens to him, that bomber cannot reach its destination. The Betty turns seaward now, its pilot hugging the waves in a desperate attempt to escape into the open ocean. Spray rises in its wake, the massive frame vibrating with every adjustment. But still it holds steady, still it flies. Inside, Ugaki feels the shudder of bullets tearing through the skin of the aircraft, the tremor of death circling closer. He grips the ceremonial sword Yamamoto once gave him, as if the weight of it could anchor him against the inevitability rushing toward them. His heart pounds, each beat louder than the engines, and in his gut, he knows the truth: his commander is gone, and now it is only a matter of time before he too joins him. Holmes streaks in first, his guns erupting in bright flashes, the rattle echoing through his canopy. Rounds slam into the Betty's fuselage, punching holes through its side, tearing fabric, snapping wires. The bomber shudders violently, black smoke trailing from its starboard engine, but it refuses to yield. Holmes pulls up sharply to avoid collision, his lightning roaring just feet above the water as the waves rise like walls around him. Behind him, Barber seizes the moment, diving hard onto the bomber's tail, his finger pressing the trigger until it aches. His guns blaze, and this time The rounds strike true, slamming into the fuel tanks hidden in the belly of the aircraft. There is a flash, then a roaring bloom of fire as flames devour the fuselage, spreading hungrily along its length. The Betty becomes a falling inferno, plunging into the sea with a hiss and a thunderous boom, the impact sending a towering spray of water into the air. Barber has no time to celebrate. He bursts through the smoke and flame, his lightning rattling as he cuts through the explosion's debris. Shards of burning metal streak past his canopy, the smell of charred fuel searing his senses. His chest rises and falls in heavy gasps, but the battle is far from over. Zeros are still out there, circling like wolves, and the ocean below offers no refuge. He glances to his right and catches sight of Holmes turning back, firing into another Zero, the streaks of tracer fire blazing like comets in the morning sky. And somewhere behind, Hines struggles, his aircraft riddled with holes, losing altitude, trailing smoke as he fights to keep it in the air. For Barber, the mission has succeeded, but survival is no longer guaranteed. The death of Yamamoto is sealed, but now the hunters must fight their way home, pursued by enemies who will not forgive, who will not relent, who will hound them until the last drop of fuel is spent. In the cockpit, Barber steels himself for what comes next. Every sense alive, every breath deliberate. Because in the skies over Bougainville, survival is never given. It is earned, second by second, heartbeat by heartbeat, in fire, steel, and sheer will. The sky softens, shifting from the harsh glare of day to a gentle palette of golds and lavenders. Each cloud drifts lazily, brushing against the horizon, like the slow exhale of the world itself. You step forward onto a path of smooth stone, warm beneath your bare feet, as though it remembers every footstep ever taken upon it. The garden unfolds before you in layers, each layer revealing new colors, new textures, new whispers of life that move quietly without sound. Flowers bloom as though in slow motion, their petals trembling gently, catching the light of a sun that seems neither rising nor setting, but suspended in eternal grace. Every breeze carries a fragrance, sweet, soft, unplaceable, filling the lungs, relaxing the chest, loosening the shoulders, allowing the body to sink deeper into itself. The air hums with a subtle rhythm, almost imperceptible, like the heartbeat of the universe pulsing through the leaves and soil. A stream winds through the garden, its surface shimmering with a golden light, reflecting not only the sky above, but the calm within you. Each ripple moves slowly, deliberately, carrying away tension, carrying away thought, until only presence remains. You kneel to touch the water. It is cool, alive, whispering across your skin as if reminding you that stillness is natural, that surrender is not weakness, but a deep and vital strength. Around you, the soft rustle of unseen creatures punctuates the quiet, each movement delicate, measured, a meditation in motion. Even the grass beneath your hands seems to breathe, each blade bending gently, offering support, a cradle for the weight of your body and your mind alike. You rise and walk deeper, the path bending gently as if guiding you forward with unseen hands. The trees arch overhead, their branches forming soft tunnels of light and shadow, each leaf a tiny mirror catching the glow of dawn. The air becomes cooler, fresher, scented faintly of blossoms, of rain, of earth itself. And in this air, every breath feels like it fills you with something ancient, something eternal, a quiet pulse of life older than memory. A great tree appears at the center, its trunk wide and textured, its roots sprawling across the earth in intricate patterns. You approach and place a hand upon the bark. Warmth spreads from the contact, a gentle tide of comfort that fills your chest, then your arms, then your entire being. Memories float to the surface, not as burdens but as petals, drifting and dissolving, softening into the calm of the garden. You sense the presence of all those who have walked before, whose steps are folded into the stones and streams, whose breaths are still felt in the wind. Yet you are not alone. You are here, fully, in this eternal moment. And the garden is both around you and within you. Birds circle lazily above, their wings slicing the air in arcs of perfection, their songs weaving into the melody of streams, the whispers of flowers, the soft hum of unseen insects. The light deepens, a warm, diffuse glow, as if the very atmosphere is infused with serenity. You sit beneath the great tree, your back against the trunk, feeling its immense stability, the patience it embodies, the quiet power of endurance. Every breath becomes slower, longer, more complete, and with each exhale, you let go of more than just thought. You release tension, expectation, desire, even memory itself. The garden shifts imperceptibly. The stream widens, reflecting stars now faintly appearing above in a twilight that mingles seamlessly with the golden glow. Fireflies begin to dot the air, tiny lanterns moving in gentle rhythm, their light neither urgent nor fleeting. Their presence is soothing, a natural metronome guiding the breath, guiding the heartbeat, guiding the mind toward stillness. Lying back on the soft, thick grass, you feel the earth beneath you, solid yet yielding, cradling every part of your body. The sky above stretches infinitely, a tapestry of color and gentle light, blending seamlessly into the sense of calm that now fills you completely. The garden has become both sanctuary and teacher, showing you that to exist fully is to rest fully, to surrender fully, and to trust in the slow unfolding of life itself. Each sound is distant and gentle, the rustle of leaves, the soft trickle of water, the occasional call of a bird, the whisper of wind through the branches. There is no urgency, no worry, no time, only presence, only breath, only the slow, soothing unfolding of awareness. As sleep approaches, it is not forced. It comes as a tide, gentle, irresistible, carrying you into the deeper layers of the mind, where dreams and consciousness intertwine. And in that space, you are neither here nor there, neither awake nor asleep, but fully present, fully alive in the calm, fully connected to the garden that is now a part of you. And as your body grows heavier and your mind drifts, you realize this: the garden of eternal dawn is not just around you, it is within you. Every breath, every heartbeat, every exhale carries the eternal dawn, and you carry it with you wherever you go, into the deep, restorative sleep waiting quietly to embrace you. The path from the Garden of Eternal Dawn narrows, winding gently through a thinning veil of mist. Lanterns begin to appear, suspended in the air or resting atop stone pedestals, glowing softly with light that seems to pulse in quiet rhythm with your own heartbeat. Each step forward is deliberate, slow, as though the earth itself is asking you to move mindfully, to feel each connection between foot and soil. The air is cooler here, imbued with a faint scent of incense and moss, a combination that settles the mind and calms the nervous system with every inhalation. You notice the subtle sounds around you, the soft hum of distant water, the whisper of leaves brushing against one another, the quiet footfalls of creatures that do not disturb but observe. Time seems suspended, stretched, as though the very concept of past and future has melted away, leaving only the now, infinite and serene. And ahead, the path curves downward, spiraling ever so gently, as if inviting you into a deeper state of consciousness, a descent into the heart of calm itself. The air grows denser yet lighter at the same time, a paradox of sensation that is grounding and liberating. And then, before you, the cavern opens, vast and awe-inspiring, carved from stone so smooth it gleams like polished moonlight. Pillars rise endlessly upward, disappearing into shadow, supporting not just a ceiling, but the very sensation of infinite space. The walls of the cavern seem to breathe, subtle undulations that whisper calm to every fiber of your being, coaxing your mind into stillness. At the center, a temple emerges, ancient yet timeless, carved with symbols that speak not to the intellect, but directly to the soul. The doors stand open, inviting, patient, as though they have known you would arrive all along. Inside, the air shifts once more, cooler, heavier, yet filled with a vibration that resonates deep in the chest and along the spine. Every breath becomes a meditation, each inhalation slow, full, cleansing. Each exhalation long, soft, releasing tension you did not even know you were carrying. The temple floor is smooth stone, polished by centuries of quiet footsteps, warm beneath your skin yet cool enough to anchor you in the present. Candles line the walls, their flames steady, unperturbed by wind or distraction, casting a golden glow that dances gently on the surfaces, creating pools of calm that seem to expand with each heartbeat. At the heart of the temple lies a pool of still water, its surface so perfectly reflective it mirrors not only your image, but the subtle contours of your inner self. You kneel before it, gazing into its depths, and for a moment see not just your face, but your essence, the quiet, eternal presence that has always been there, beneath the fluctuations of thought and the noise of life. The reflection shifts subtly, showing flashes of memory and feeling. Yet these are not burdens. They are petals drifting on a gentle current, softening into acceptance and understanding. Around you, figures of light sit in meditation, timeless guardians of this sacred space. They do not speak, do not move, yet their presence communicates a profound welcome, a reassurance that here all is well, all is as it should be. You bow slightly in return, a gesture of respect and trust, and in this act, feel the temple echo you, and you echo the temple, a harmonic resonance of existence and stillness. A great bell sounds, deep and clear. Though not struck by hand, it seems to originate from the very air, the very walls, vibrating through you in a slow, steady pulse. The sound is not loud, yet it fills every crevice of consciousness, dissolving tension, anxiety, and lingering thought with each reverberation. It rolls through your chest, along your spine, and out to your fingertips and toes, leaving a trail of warmth and weightless calm. You lie back on the cool stone floor, letting the temple cradle you as fully as the earth itself. The figures of light remain around you, a protective circle of energy, their stillness feeding your own, their calm reinforcing your surrender. The pool beside you continues to glow softly, a mirror of peace and reflection, reflecting not only the physical, but the ethereal layers of your being. With each breath, you feel more grounded, more free, more connected to both the temple and the universe beyond. Every exhale carries away remnants of strain, worry, and expectation, leaving behind a pure, unbroken sense of ease. And with each inhalation, you draw in the serenity, the presence, the quiet power of the temple, letting it fill every cell, every thought, every moment of awareness. The silence grows, a deep, full silence that is not empty, but rich with resonance. It folds around you like a cloak, heavy yet light, protective yet liberating, holding you in a timeless embrace. Here, in this space, there is no need for movement, no need for thought, no need for anything other than simply being. Your body becomes weightless, your mind quiet yet alert, your heart steady and expansive. The temple itself seems to breathe with you, each stone, each pillar, each flame a part of your rhythm, a part of your awareness. And slowly, gently, you drift into a dream beyond dreaming, a space where echoes of silence become music, where every sound and shadow carries the gentle promise of rest. Here, in the temple of silent echoes, you are home. Here, there is only stillness, only calm, only the unbroken, infinite embrace of presence. And as sleep descends, you know without doubt that you are held, you are safe, you are complete, cradled in the eternal silence that sings within and around you. The temple behind you fades softly, folding into memory like a dream already half forgotten. Ahead, a narrow path emerges, lined with stones smooth and cool beneath your bare feet, glowing faintly under the silver light of a moon that seems closer than usual. The air carries a gentle chill, crisp, yet comforting, like the soft brush of a feather against your skin, inviting you to take each step slowly, deliberately, savoring the sensation of motion and stillness intertwined. A river appears on your right, its surface shimmering with silver reflections, as if the moon itself has spilled upon it. The water moves quietly, almost imperceptibly, carrying a hypnotic rhythm that resonates with your own heartbeat. You approach the riverbank and notice the fine mist rising from the water, delicate tendrils curling into the air, weaving around you like invisible threads of calm. As you walk alongside the river, your thoughts begin to float away, drifting gently on the mirrored surface. Each ripple, each soft splash against the stones seems to whisper to your mind, coaxing worries to dissolve, concerns to be carried far downstream. You notice the faint scent of wet earth and distant blossoms, subtle and sweet, weaving themselves into the rhythm of your breath, anchoring you in the present moment. The path winds further, and the trees above form a cathedral of branches, their leaves glowing faintly in the moonlight, creating intricate patterns that dance on the ground with every subtle sway. The gentle sound of leaves brushing together mixes with the water's soft murmurs, forming a lullaby composed by nature itself, harmonizing with your breathing, syncing your mind with the serene pulse of the world around you. Occasionally, a soft breeze passes through, carrying with it a faint, distant melody, perhaps the echo of wind through bamboo or the rustle of unseen creatures. Each note is delicate, almost imperceptible, yet it resonates deeply, unlocking a deeper calm, a sensation of being cradled by the earth itself. As the river curves, you notice a small boat, crafted from pale wood, resting lightly upon the surface. It rocks gently with the flow, inviting you to step aboard. You settle into its smooth interior, feeling the wood support you completely, allowing your body to surrender entirely to the sensation of floating. The river carries you slowly, with an effortless grace, guiding you deeper into the realm of dreams. Above, the stars begin to twinkle, brighter now, scattered across the heavens like tiny lanterns of light. Their glow is soft and steady, forming constellations that seem to shift gently, bending slightly, as if acknowledging your presence, welcoming you into this endless night. You feel weightless, floating, drifting, as if your body has merged with the river itself. Every muscle, every bone, every breath in harmony with the gentle flow beneath you. The water reflects not just the moon and stars, but fragments of memory, warm and comforting. You see fleeting images of laughter, of gentle embraces, of quiet moments of peace and stillness. Each memory is like a feather floating on the surface, touching you lightly, reminding you of the serenity that has always existed within you. A soft fog begins to rise, surrounding the river in a silver haze, diffusing the moonlight into gentle pools of luminescence. Shapes of distant mountains and hills appear and dissolve in the mist, unhurried, timeless, like a slow dance of the earth itself. You are neither here nor there, suspended in a delicate equilibrium where all tension melts, where time loses meaning, where only the flow exists. Every sound, every ripple, every whisper, every distant call is absorbed by your mind as a signal to release, to surrender, to trust. Your eyelids grow heavier, each breath slower, each heartbeat softer, blending seamlessly with the river's rhythm. You notice the faint glow of fireflies above, their tiny lights flickering in a slow, deliberate cadence. A silent symphony to guide you further into sleep. The river narrows, winding through a grove of willow trees, their long branches brushing the water, creating arcs of gentle movement. Each arc is a soft caress, a brush of calm over your shoulders, your neck, your arms, letting go of residual tension you may not have even noticed. You lie back slightly in the boat, feeling it rock you gently, the motion sinking with the deepest part of your breathing, lulling you ever closer to that edge between wakefulness and dream. Above, the night sky deepens, and the stars seem to lean down toward you, as if bending closer to whisper secrets of peace and surrender. The river carries you onward, flowing into realms of silver and shadow, deeper into the space where dreams wait patiently, welcoming your mind to wander freely, weightless, untethered. All worries, all noise, all remnants of the waking world fade completely. There is only you, the river, the night, and the infinite calm that surrounds you. And with a final, gentle exhale, you allow yourself to drift fully, surrendering to the soft, eternal embrace of sleep, carried endlessly along the river of silver dreams. The silver river carries you onward, its gentle current rocking the boat in perfect rhythm with your breath. Fog rises softly around the edges, weaving the moonlight into ethereal veils that shimmer and dissolve with every gentle sway. The air is cool yet comforting, wrapping around you like a delicate, silken shawl, holding you, cradling you, urging your body to release fully into stillness. As the river winds, the landscape shifts slowly, imperceptibly. What once were tall willows now transform into hills, crowned with soft, luminescent grasses, each blade swaying as though breathing in unison with you. You step quietly onto the shore, feeling the ground yield beneath your feet, warm and soft, like the memory of a gentle summer day long past. Above, the sky stretches wide and endless. Stars shimmer faintly at first, then grow brighter, their light diffused in soft halos that reach down toward the valley. They seem to move ever so slightly, a slow, deliberate dance across the heavens, whispering secrets you cannot yet name, yet understand intuitively. Every flicker, every glimmer, resonates deep within, like a soft vibration along your spine, sending warmth and calm to every corner of your being. You walk forward slowly, each step deliberate, yet effortless. A soft breeze moves across the valley, carrying the scent of unseen blossoms, subtly sweet and delicate, winding through the air like a quiet song. The valley is alive with gentle movement, the rustle of grass, the soft sway of small branches, the distant, almost imperceptible trickle of water, but all sounds are muted, tempered to a hushed harmony that invites you to surrender completely. Ahead, a gentle slope rises, leading toward a plateau bathed in starlight. You ascend slowly, noticing the subtle textures of the earth beneath your feet, the soft give of moss, the tiny pebbles that glint like fragments of light, the cool touch of dew upon your skin. Each sensation grounds you further, while simultaneously allowing your mind to drift higher toward the stars above. Reaching the plateau, you find a natural pool of water, perfectly still, reflecting the heavens with mirror-like clarity. You kneel beside it, dipping your fingers lightly into its cool surface, feeling it ripple softly with your touch. The reflections of the stars bend and shimmer with each tiny motion, forming patterns that seem to speak directly to your subconscious, guiding you into a deeper, slower rhythm. As you settle beside the pool, the valley reveals its hidden companions. Gentle creatures emerge from the shadows, silent and delicate, a pair of deer, their coats glinting with moonlight, a small fox with luminous eyes, a family of rabbits moving carefully across the soft grass. They move without fear, unhurried, perfectly at peace, modeling the serenity the valley wishes to impart. The stars above grow brighter, each one seeming to pulse in time with your heartbeat. You lie back on the soft grass, feeling it rise to meet the contours of your body, supporting every curve, every joint, every inch with perfect comfort. Above, the night sky seems close enough to touch, its cool, distant light bathing you in a gentle silver glow, a cocoon of calm. A soft, melodic hum begins to rise, not from any one source, but from the valley itself. It resonates through the air, the earth, the water, and even through your own body, vibrating in harmony with every breath, every heartbeat, every cell. This hum is ancient, eternal, a lullaby, older than memory, older than thought, carrying you slowly, effortlessly towards sleep. You notice subtle movements in the stars, tiny arcs, small trails, twinkling in patterns that shift slowly, deliberately. Each movement is hypnotic, drawing your attention gently, without effort, leading your mind further from the waking world, further into the boundless calm of the valley. The river you arrived on seems to have returned, now a faint silver line snaking through the valley, reflecting both moonlight and starlight. It calls softly, inviting you to float once again, to let the current carry you deeper into serenity. You step back into the gentle flow, feeling the water surround your body like a warm, liquid blanket, cradling you, moving with the rhythm of your own breathing, soothing every muscle, every thought, every tension. Above, the stars whisper silently. Their light penetrates every layer of your consciousness, washing away stress, dissolving worry, smoothing the edges of thought until only calm remains. The creatures of the valley move past without sound, guardians of rest, guiding you gently toward deeper stillness. Time begins to lose meaning. Moments stretch and dissolve, blending into a continuous, infinite present. The river, the stars, the valley, and your own body are all one. Your mind floats above the water, your consciousness intertwined with the gentle hum, the soft silver glow, the perfect serenity that surrounds you. And as you surrender fully, feeling your body supported, your mind at ease, your heart slowing to the softest, deepest rhythm, you drift naturally, effortlessly, into sleep, into a realm where dreams wait patiently, where rest is complete, where the valley of whispering stars carries you onward, beyond time, beyond worry, beyond thought, into the infinite calm of deep, restorative slumber. The valley behind you fades slowly, the stars dimming just enough to allow a soft, silvery mist to rise from the ground. It swirls gently, curling around every blade of grass, every tree trunk, every stone, weaving a tapestry of fog that is neither heavy nor cold, but light, welcoming, and deeply soothing. The mist moves like water, wrapping you in a gentle embrace, guiding your steps forward without effort, without thought, simply carrying you into calmness. As you begin to walk, the path beneath your feet changes subtly, shifting from soft moss to smooth, dark stone. Worn by centuries of unseen travelers, each step makes barely a sound, and yet, with every movement, a soft resonance vibrates through your body, matching the rhythm of your breath, slowing your heartbeat, easing every tension in your muscles. Above, the twilight sky stretches endlessly, a gradient of deep violet, fading to indigo, speckled with faint stars that shimmer like distant lanterns, faintly glowing through the mist. The mist parts naturally as you continue, revealing faint silhouettes in the distance. Tall, elegant trees stand like sentinels, their branches draped in silver moss, swaying gently as though breathing with the rhythm of the universe. Their leaves emit the faintest rustle, a quiet melody that resonates with your mind, coaxing thoughts to slow, to drift, to release their hold, one by one, like soft feathers falling in slow motion. Here, time seems suspended. Every sound, every movement, every subtle shift of light feels magnified, yet peaceful, comforting, hypnotic. Your senses heighten just enough to notice the gentle way the mist touches your skin, cool but not chilling, brushing against your arms and cheeks, whispering calm directly into your body, as though the air itself is infused with serenity. A faint glow appears ahead, diffused through the mist. It reveals a lake, wide and calm, its surface smooth as glass, reflecting the twilight above with perfect clarity. You step closer, feeling the ground soften beneath your feet, the gentle give of the earth like a cushion designed for rest. The air here carries the scent of pine and wildflowers, faint, sweet, grounding, filling your lungs with peace with every breath. As you reach the water's edge, you notice something extraordinary. Tiny lights flicker just beneath the surface, moving slowly in patterns that seem deliberate, like underwater stars. They shimmer gold, silver, and soft blue, sending ripples across the lake that catch the reflections of the sky and trees, creating a dreamlike, hypnotic dance of light. You kneel beside the lake, dipping your hands gently into the water, feeling the cool, liquid silk glide over your skin, carrying away every remaining trace of stress, worry, and tension. The mist thickens slightly, now curling above the lake like a living curtain of soft gray silk. You lie down on the soft grass at the water's edge, feeling the earth cradle you, steady and supportive. Your body begins to sink into the moss, weightless, perfectly aligned, as if the valley itself has molded to your form. Every muscle relaxes, every thought slows, every breath deepens, as the mist carries you further into stillness. Above, the twilight deepens into night, yet the darkness is gentle, never threatening. Instead, it feels like a soft blanket, protecting you, keeping you safe, enveloping you in a cocoon of calm. Stars emerge gradually, faint at first, then growing brighter, each one pulsing softly, in rhythm with the quiet, steady beat of your heart. Their light penetrates the mist, creating delicate silver pathways across the landscape, guiding your mind, your body, and your spirit into a deeper state of tranquility. You hear it then, a soft, distant melody, barely audible, carried on the wind. It is the sound of the valley itself, a song without words, a hum of eternity, flowing through the mist, through the trees, through the water, and finally into you. With every note, every vibration, your body melts further into the earth, your mind drifts higher into the quiet, and your consciousness expands into the space between thoughts. As you float in this state, you notice shapes moving through the mist. Shadowy figures glide silently along the lake's edge, luminous in the half-light, their presence calm and protective, like ancient guardians of the valley. They do not speak, they do not touch, yet their very being reassures you. You are safe, you are held, you are free to release everything and drift. The lake begins to shimmer with a new rhythm. Tiny waves form in perfect harmony with your breathing, lapping softly against the shore. You watch as the reflections of stars ripple and dance across the water, merging with the faint lights beneath, forming a continuous, infinite pattern of silver and gold. Your mind follows the rhythm effortlessly, your thoughts untangling, unraveling, dissolving into the serene space around you. A gentle breeze flows across the valley, carrying the faint scent of jasmine and night-blooming flowers. It brushes your face, moves through your hair, whispers through your body, reminding every cell that it is time to rest, to surrender, to let go completely. With each breath, you feel lighter, freer, more expansive, as if your spirit itself floats above your body, drifting among the stars, reflected in the mist. Above, the sky pulses with subtle, radiant light. Shooting stars trace long, deliberate arcs across the heavens, mirrored perfectly on the lake's surface. You watch, mesmerized, feeling each streak of light resonate within your chest, sending waves of calm through every organ, every nerve, every fiber. Time ceases to exist. Moments stretch and dissolve, flowing seamlessly into one another, forming an infinite present of calm and stillness. You feel the mist, the lake, the valley, the stars, and yourself merging into a single unified whole. There is no separation, no tension, no worry, only serenity, only softness, only the gentle pulse of life itself, guiding you deeper. And as your body surrenders completely, your mind untangles fully, and your spirit expands infinitely. The mist of eternal twilight carries you beyond thought, beyond time, beyond even dreams. You drift effortlessly into deep, restorative sleep, cradled by the valley, embraced by the mist, guided by the stars, carried on the gentle current of twilight into a place of perfect rest and timeless calm. The mist of the valley slowly begins to fade, leaving only a soft silver glow that stretches across the horizon. The stars above pulse faintly, like slow, deliberate heartbeats, each one a gentle reminder that you are alive, that you are safe, that you are held beneath your body. The earth remains steady and warm, perfectly supportive, as if it has been waiting for you to rest here, to surrender completely, to dissolve into the night. You rise, not with effort, but with a quiet, effortless awareness. Your feet touch soft grass that bends gently under your weight, cushioning every step. The air is cooler now, carrying the faintest scent of pine and night-blooming jasmine. Delicate fragrances that flow through your body with each inhalation, washing away all remaining tension, all lingering thoughts, all burdens. With every step forward, you feel lighter, freer, as though gravity itself has softened, allowing your body to float along the path toward deeper peace. Ahead, a gentle stream glimmers, reflecting the silver light of the stars. Its surface is perfectly still in some places, rippling softly in others, creating a delicate dance of liquid light that pulls your gaze downward, focusing your mind, slowing your thoughts, quieting your inner chatter. You kneel beside the stream, dipping your fingers into the cool water, feeling the liquid silk move over your skin, and with every drop that touches you, a wave of calm spreads through your entire body. You feel your shoulders release, your spine soften, your hands rest heavier, your legs become weightless, and your heart slow to the natural, steady rhythm of the earth itself. The path continues, winding gently into a forest unlike any other. The trees are ancient, impossibly tall, their trunks silvered by moonlight, their leaves whispering soft lullabies to the night. The canopy above filters the stars into gentle beams of light, creating pockets of illumination that sway with the rhythm of a slow, comforting breeze. With each breath, you feel connected to the forest, to the mist, to the water, to the earth, as though all of nature is breathing with you, guiding you, carrying you deeper into serenity. A faint melody begins to rise from nowhere, almost imperceptible at first. It is the song of the night, a sound that moves through the air like liquid, weaving through the trees, threading its way into your ears, your heart, your mind, and finally, your soul. The melody is neither loud nor soft, neither fast nor slow, but perfectly aligned with the rhythm of your body, matching the pace of your breathing, the rise and fall of your chest, the subtle pulse of your heartbeat. You follow the path until it opens into a vast meadow, bathed in the soft glow of twilight. Here, the mist has settled again, curling lazily around every blade of grass, every flower, every stone. Tiny lights, like fireflies or stars that have fallen to the earth, float effortlessly above the ground, weaving intricate patterns that mesmerize your mind, guiding it into stillness, into silence, into rest. The grass beneath you cushions every inch of your body as you lie down, feeling perfectly supported, as though the meadow itself has formed for the sole purpose of cradling you into deep sleep. Above, the sky shifts from deep indigo to the faintest shimmer of silver, stars twinkling softly, pulsing gently, each one a beacon of calm, a signal of timeless peace. You notice shapes in the distance, shadowy figures moving slowly, gracefully, their presence protective and serene. They do not speak, they do not move quickly, but their very existence reassures you. You are safe, you are free, you are completely held. Every inhalation draws in serenity. Every exhalation releases the last fragments of tension, the final remnants of thought, the lingering whispers of worry. The stream flows nearby, its gentle burble harmonizing with the soft sigh of the wind through the trees. You focus on the sound, letting it envelop you, wrap around your body like a warm blanket, seep into your skin like liquid silk, and with every note, you drift further from the waking world, deeper into the embrace of sleep. The stars above cast a gentle glow on the meadow, illuminating every flower, every blade of grass, every leaf, in perfect harmony with the rhythm of your body, until you feel as if you are part of the night itself, indistinguishable from the mist, the light, the air, the earth. Time ceases to exist. Seconds stretch into minutes, minutes into hours, hours into an eternal now. A seamless continuum where only rest exists, where only peace exists, where only the gentle pulse of life moves through you. Your body is weightless yet grounded, your mind empty yet awake, your spirit expansive yet contained, perfectly balanced in the gentle suspension of night. And then, as if the entire universe bends toward you, a warmth rises from beneath, soft and golden, flowing up through your body. It fills every cell, every muscle, every fiber, flowing from the soles of your feet to the crown of your head, washing you in serenity, dissolving any remaining resistance, any last tension, any hidden fear. With each heartbeat, with each breath, you drift closer to the infinite, closer to timeless calm, closer to the place where dreams and consciousness merge into a single serene flow. The night embraces you fully. The mist, the stars, the stream, the forest, the meadow all converge into a single moment of perfection. There's nothing to do, nowhere to go, no thought to follow, only the gentle, endless night of serene dreams. You drift, weightless and free, carried on the currents of timeless peace, until sleep becomes not an act, but a state of being, a seamless, eternal presence. And as your consciousness dissolves completely, as your body becomes perfectly still, as your mind becomes infinitely quiet, you are one with the night, one with the mist, one with the stars, one with the eternal, endless dream that will carry you until the dawn arrives naturally, softly, without urgency. You are cradled in the heart of the universe itself, perfectly safe, perfectly calm, perfectly free, ready to rest forever in the embrace of the endless night of serene dreams.